Pickaxe. Hello and welcome to 0 Degrees, the podcast with no qualifications where we solve your complications. I'm Harry and I'm joined by my wonderful friends Ravs and Lydia. How are we doing?
Doing pretty good.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. We were just talking about how I got a puppy and how I
Oh
had
my
much
god,
sleep.
I'll kill for her.
And it's great. I love being up in the morning. That's what the PR message is. Harry loves mornings. It's his favorite.
He is a morning boy. Is it kind of forcing your schedule to change? Are you finding yourself going to sleep earlier now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I used to go to bed. I used to like really fall asleep. Like I go to bed early, but I fall asleep at like 2 or 3. Now I'm like falling asleep at like midnight.
Yeah.
And it's like getting up at like 6. It's like having a baby. It honestly is. I was chatting to my parents about it, and it is pretty much as close as you can get to having a baby, looking after a puppy.
Yeah, they're very needy.
More like looking after a toddler, I guess.
Yeah, I
fucking
remember
crazy.
when Milo was a little babby, and like it's just you have to get up when he's up. You know, like he's awake. He's like, I must shit and piss. Also,
I have things I must do.
yeah, play with me, please.
Yeah. Was Milo good at playing by himself?
No, he would. He'd be pretty good. He'd like swing his toys around, but he'd always bring them to you. Like you know, he even still does this now. He brings tributes, so like you can, you open the door and he's like excited to see you, and he'll go grab like a towel or a toy, and he'll like waddle over to you and like yeah,
Sweet
pretty
baby.
I'm interested, Lydia. Did you have this experience raising kittens? Because you got Hastings when he was pretty fucking young.
Yeah, Hastings and Pam were both 8 weeks. It's not anywhere near as intensive, I think. Like kittens will like wake up in the middle of the night and play and like jump around and like every now and again you wake up and one of them's like biting your nose or something, or they've like fallen asleep across your neck so you wake up choking, things like that. But because it's like warm and like I guess a bit vibratey while you're breathing, so they're like lovely. But I don't think it's nearly as intensive as a puppy. Like I always think of cats in every aspect just being like an easier version of having a dog, definitely. Like, it's not too tricky. Kittens aren't too tricky, I don't think, anyway.
Yeah. I had kittens when I was really young, but I don't really remember them. But I don't remember it being like not invasive, but it does take up a lot of your life looking after a little puppy.
Yeah.
Which is great. This is what I signed up for. I'm not complaining at all. It is the matter of the fact. It is like,
savor these moments because like eventually they get lazy. You know what I mean? Like I miss sometimes the energy Milo had. He was just like zoomy. And now he's like, I'm going to sleep
Snoozy,
all day.
snoozy.
Snoozy and snoozing.
I guess like also, I was thinking about the difference with cats very early on. They learn how to use the litter tray, and then that's kind of it with the toilet. Whereas I guess a really like time consuming thing with dogs is like you've got to teach them. They have puppy pads, right? They pee inside, and then when they're puppies, they're going to be peeing and pooping all the time. You've got to take them out a lot. Like I imagine that's quite a time consuming element of it.
yeah, it's quite time. I mean, honestly, Pepper, our dog's pretty good already. We just leave the door open and she knows that's where she needs to go do the stuff. Like it took basically within one day, she was pretty happy that outside was where you go do that stuff. And there's like accidents because they're puppies and they have full control over stuff. But I'd say 90% of the time it's a success. So we've been pretty blessed in that. I don't know if most dogs are that quick to like pick up where they're meant to go and pee and poo.
That is quick. I used to look after puppies that would be like 9 months, 10, like a year old, and they would still be having accidents and stuff.
I mean, accidents happen. Something that I was like, I did a lot of research on like puppy training, and one of the key bits is when they have an accident, it's your fault, not theirs.
Yeah, don't scold them.
It's like your fault to not like, you know, you fucked it up. You didn't see the signs or whatever. You know, you weren't paying attention or all that stuff.
Yeah, every now and then like a little mistake can happen, but that's super quick that they've picked that up.
Like humans, like puppies. Sometimes it just slips out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pissing. I mean, honestly,
pissing right now.
Me and Pepper are pissing in the flat about similar level of mistakes nowadays. So I mean, she's doing great. I'm proud of her.
How often does her breed need walking? Like, what's the kind of average? Because some dogs obviously need like insane amount of walk, and some dogs don't.
Is she a mini?
Yeah, she's a mini long-haired Dachshund.
Oh my gosh,
like,
baby!
Normal Dachshunds might require more, but I think mini should require a bit less, right?
Yeah, Minnie requires a fair bit. We took her for a big walk yesterday, which hilariously I hadn't quite clocked until we stepped outside that we were walking to the local park, Victoria Park in Bristol. It's a big, really lovely big park. But I was like, oh shit, she's not going to be able to walk there. It's like quite far.
Her legs
so we
are
had to
too
carry
small.
her there. She's too small to be able to walk to the park to have a walk. So that I guess answers your question. Is like, yeah, she's not going to need. She's a dog, so she needs walking, but it's to the scale of the
mini,
dog she is.
Yeah, mini scale. So
Oh
doesn't
my
need as
god,
much as
yeah.
regular.
I didn't even think
Yeah.
about it. Her legs are so short that it must take her ages to get from A to B.
I also I need to slow down my walking because for her to keep up with my walking.
Oh my God,
pace
your long legs.
She basically has to be at like half sprint.
Have you smelled her little beans? Because they smell so good as a puppy. They
Doritos.
smell
Her
like-
puppy smell is insane.
Dude,
Her
they
puppy
smell like little
is
digestive biscuits or
insane.
something. It's so nice.
I can't describe it. I thought I was being like a psychopath until I looked up online. But yeah, puppy smell is the best. I don't even.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's so weird, right? Why do they smell so good?
What
So
is?
I will talk
Yeah.
about the least cute thing she does, which all other puppies do. I've looked it up. It's quite normal. You should try and stop them doing it. But sometimes when she does a shit, she just turns around and eats it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, there are not going to be any kisses for about an entire day, Pepper. That is not. I'm not going anywhere near your mouth.
Thankfully, I didn't have that with Milo. He never tried to eat his own shit. I was
Never?
really happy about that. Yeah, never did.
Oh, my dog used to eat other dogs' shit. She used to go in the
Oh,
park and
that's
just
worse.
eat what she
That's
found.
actually worse.
It makes me. And also, oh my god, like there'd be times she was a staff and she was just like very hyperactive and loved, cuddles and everything. And sometimes she would lick your face, and if your mouth was open, you were trying to talk, like going, off you get. Her tongue would go in your mouth, and you just think, oh my god, where is that tongue be?
God.
That's the last thing. Yeah, dogs
God,
can,
yeah,
they're,
fuck that.
adorable, but so disgusting. At least cats don't eat their own shit. They've got a bit
Yeah.
more decorum than dogs do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, eating the shit, I was like, it changed. It changed me, I feel like. I was just watching like, no, that's not, there's some things that aren't right in this world, and
it's
that's
just-
not right.
It's so grim. It's so, I guess,
So
like,
horrible.
because I might be absolutely talking out my ass here. With like puppies, babies, and everything, it's always like they're really cute. Isn't it meant to be a thing? So it's meant to like make you want to take care of them and look after them because they're so like adorable. That might be bullshit. I'm sure I read
feel
that
like that has
somewhere
to be.
about babies, right? Like they're cute, so you have that like. If they were like really so actually some babies are really ugly, but
Yeah, I've seen some ugly babies.
Oh God, yeah, actually loads of babies are ugly. But maybe it's the thing with the smell as well, because babies have that baby smell, which is really like lovely and comforting, and maybe that's like puppies have lovely
It must be
biscuit
a
smell.
thing, right?
It has to be like an endorphin or something that
Yeah.
they're giving off that we pick up and we like.
Yeah. So we we
also,
take care of
there's
them.
something about, we like eyes, and puppies' eyes are big for their heads. You know what I mean, all the
Oh, they're
scalar
so
is like,
cute.
all the scale is weird.
Yeah, like little chibis, like big eyes.
Yeah,
and, yeah.
her ears are the size of her head.
Oh.
She's just like I was so close to calling her Cerberus because it just looks like she has 3 heads. I was like, that doesn't work as soon as she gets old.
Plus, she's too cute to be called Cerberus. That's
Oh,
like
she's
that's a big
It's
boy
like a
name.
big hound dog.
yeah, that's like a big pit bull name.
So no, it's been really fun. Really fun learning to look
glad.
after dogs. It's been a good experience.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Is this your first time having a dog?
Yeah, we didn't have dogs growing up. All my grandparents had dogs, and all my aunties and uncles. So it's like a dog family apart from my parents.
Yeah.
So I was I grew up seeing dogs all the fucking time. But yeah, first time like properly raising a puppy, it's been really cool.
Oh, that's super exciting.
Hell yeah.
What have you guys been up to? Sorry, I just talked about puppy time for.
Wow, that's big news.
Literally just back from Berlin.
Oh
and-
yeah.
I was there for Jingle Jam. The Special Olympic Games are on, and we funded Team GB to go there.
Which is so cool.
Amazing.
It was super cool, and it was like so inspiring. Like I was so worried about like if I'd still have the motivation to go back to the gym when I got back from Berlin, because like obviously I was crushing beers, but like yeah, as soon as I got back, I was like, wow, I'm so inspired from like chatting to all these athletes and stuff. Like it was like they'd ran so many marathons and stuff between them and had like so many medals.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, they're literally better than me.
I was watching some of the social content that they put out, and it is really inspiring. Like,
It's
holy
so
shit,
inspiring.
These people are amazing. Like,
Yeah, so amazing.
I really encourage people to go and look up Special Olympics GB and give them support.
Yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
we'll be putting out some bits this week, won't we?
Yeah, we captured a ton of content. So I imagine at some point there'll be a little vloggy, and there'll be a lot of social posts and stuff.
Just dope.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah,
was awesome.
how was Berlin? Is that your first time in Berlin?
First
or did
time
you
in
go to a
Germany. Like, yeah,
Ooh.
Berlin was great. I
Did you
really
go
liked it.
Did you go to a beer hall or did you?
We did. We went to some Bavarian brew houses because I wanted to get Steins. Turns out Stein isn't a thing in Germany, and it's just called Mass, like M-A fancy B, but sounds like SS or whatever they have. Mass, I think that's what it's called.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Stein's
did,
then?
did you enjoy it?
I loved it. Like
I was thinking maybe Stein's in Belgium.
Oh, yeah.
Every single beer I had was like one of the best beers I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like every beer was just phenomenal. I couldn't even tell you the name of any of the beers I had because they all have like really long names. But goddamn,
I when I went to Berlin, I mean, I'm not a beer drinker. It was probably one of the worst experiences of my life trying to drink. But I'm really glad that you as a beer
like
lover.
a little beer from every now and
I like
then.
a beer occasionally, but drinking, there was something about getting, I'm going to call it a Stein because I don't know the mash or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're getting a big Stein of like, about like half a litre to a litre, probably like a litre of
Stein's
beer.
earlier, yeah.
Yeah. It just, there's something about that I found so like ominous and depressing. It's such like an enormous amount of alcohol, which actually there's not much alcohol volume, but it's such like
They're weak,
such a
aren't they?
dominating amount of liquid to just be sat in front of.
I love that, Harry, you describe it as one of the worst experiences of your life, drinking beer in Germany.
It sucked. I couldn't get cider. I tried to order some wine, and a big Bavarian lady like basically called me a child and emasculated me and I was made to drink beer. Did you have that experience, perhaps? You mean
no.
dominating German ladies?
Oh God, I wish. No, we got some nice Steins, but also I had one of the best bottles of wine I've ever had in Berlin.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we went.
What was it?
We went to like a nice fancy restaurant after we'd finished our duties for the day to get some dinner, and they had like an in-house sommelier, and he walked over and probably bullshitted us into saying this is the best wine ever. But like I had it, I was like, that's actually one of the nicest wines I've ever had.
What was it like? What?
It was a white wine. I think I've got the name of it.
We talking a Sauv, a Chardonnay, a Pinot Gris,
It
Pinot
was
Noir? No, not Noir.
it was wine. It was a Riesling Spätlese.
Oh, a Riesling.
A Riesling Spätlese. I
Riesling?
think
Is that how
I
you
guess
say it?
it's a
Riesling?
German wine.
Very nice.
It says Schneider underneath it. I don't know what that means, but it was very
They just
nice.
written German words underneath
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it was good though. I liked it. I think Berlin was awesome. It was so big though. It was like
It is a
can't
huge
believe
city,
how
isn't it?
big it is. And also, it doesn't feel like a city. It feels like a bunch of tiny cities like combined together.
Yeah, some like the European sector next to like the
Mm-hmm.
more like Eastern sector just feels like you're literally walking from like some of the kind of weirdly looks almost American in the size of the streets to like super tiny, quaint European streets. It's super weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really odd.
Would you go back?
Oh, I really want to go back. Like because I was there on like doing like worky type stuff. I didn't want to like be a degenerate. Like I wanted to go raving and like go to a German techno club and like just get really drunk and stay out late. But I was like, you know what? I better keep it together, rein it in. You know what I mean?
You're
So I've
our
got to-
Jingle Jam delegate, right?
Exactly. So I had
couldn't
to,
have you fucking,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. So I was responsible. I only had like a couple of beers each night. The wine night, I did
Wowie.
I did have one hangover.
She says a couple of beers. They were a litre, Lydia. A couple of litres.
No, but I only had one hangover then, and it was a very light hangover, and it was the wine night because we had a beer and then we got the wine, and then we went to a wine bar, and it was good.
Yeah.
I was a little hungover, but you know what? I'm an advocate for daytime naps now. Like every single day, me and Daft just had a daytime nap. We'd have to wake up at like 8 in the morning to go do some Olympic stuff. Then we'd be like really tired at midday. And we'd just be like, do you want to go for a nap? We both just have a little nap.
Oh, I'm imagining you two cuddled up in bed together, spooning.
Yeah, they were
it's
sharing
really
a
nice.
single bed, Lydia.
Yeah, single bed,
Yeah.
You
lovely.
know what?
Yeah.
Shout out to Premier Inn, mate. Like,
Hell yeah.
It's comfy as hell. The purple
Fuck
light,
yeah.
banging.
We're not sponsored.
Sexy.
We're not sponsored. Just a little shout out to Premier Inn.
This one's for my homie.
We found out though that I don't know who booked the hotels. Maybe it was Daff. we were staying in the Berlin red light district. We told a local where we were staying. It was like, oh yes, Prostitute Street is what they said.
Wowie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, didn't
That's
see
good
That
enough.
anything.
wasn't, that wasn't a comment on you two.
Yeah, didn't see anything, but did notice there was a lot of massage parlors on our street.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be it. That'll
Yeah.
probably be
Yeah.
all of it, won't it?
Did
Yeah.
you get
No, I did not. Come on, I was on a
shoulder
work trip.
back and crack? No?
Back and crack.
Back and crack. Fucking hell.
That's on
Just
my
the old
crack.
fisto. Do you want the old fisto, mate? Do you want a little massage fisto?
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It doesn't sound like you would,
Not
did,
that-
but do you have any time to do any of the historical stuff, like going sightseeing?
No. So that's the other reason I'd love to go back to Germany. Is
Yeah.
I had no time to see any tourist attractions. Like we passed Checkpoint Charlie and we saw bits of Berlin Wall. Like there's like I think it seems like there's bits of it just like around the city.
There's bits
still,
of it fucking everywhere.
tiny
Yeah.
bits, but like we didn't go see like the main big bit, the museum or anything. It was cool though. I really liked Berlin. It was a really cool city. Everyone was like pretty nice and stuff. We had a great time, and honestly, like super inspiring. The Olympics, the opening ceremony was one of the coolest experiences of my life.
Oh,
Like,
amazing.
it was awesome, and everyone was just so smiley and happy. Like Jingle Jam's great. It was a great time. I loved it.
Oh, that sounds great. You should.
How fucking wholesome.
Yeah.
That is wholesome. You should definitely go back because I thought you were going to try one of those nightclubs.
I really wanted
Yeah.
to, but I just was like, I cannot do it. Like
Serious
when we have-
raps. Business
Seri-
raps.
Well, you got to be professional
Yeah.
from time to time.
You got to put your
Yeah.
suit on and,
Yeah.
What
What about you, lads?
You left the
doing anything
pegging
exciting?
dreams in Bristol, is what you're saying.
Yeah. No pegging in Berlin.
I mean, you definitely could if you wanted it.
He definitely could have. He was thinking about it an awful lot.
Sex stores, dildo kings everywhere. It's
Oh,
crazy.
the
Oh, yeah,
Dildo
that
King.
Dildo King.
Bow
Yeah,
down
what the fuck
before
was that?
him.
Hail to the dildo king. I praise him.
Fuck's sake.
I also there's lots of graffiti and one just says "eat pussy." Daff
Wow.
has a pic of me pointing at it because it's like based, but like yeah, there's just lots of like crazy Berlin. There was a lot of graffiti that just said "fuck Joe Biden" for like no reason as well. I don't know why.
Wow, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it was weird. It was a weird city, but I liked it. What about you, lads?
Yeah.
You been doing anything exciting?
Come on, listen, I got a puppy. Raps went to Berlin. What have you done?
I've been a groupie.
A what?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
you
yeah,
have.
you little
oh,
weird
yes,
stalker.
you have. You're stalking. How's your stalking endeavours going?
Oh, it's going very well, thank you. Very well indeed. I've
Do you
had a
want to
great old
contextualise this for
time.
people?
Okay,
Yeah,
so as you know, the bingo board shows placebo being one of the squares to tick off. I am a huge mega placebo fan, and I went to 2 gigs this week. I went to a gig on the Monday and the Tuesday in Birmingham, in Cambridge. It was absolutely amazing. I started queuing really early on the Monday, so I got right to the front of the barriers and was looking dead in the eyes of Brian Mocha, the main singer. And honestly, I think he fell in love with me. He's
Oh my God,
there was
I'm
some
so
kind
happy
of
for you.
yeah, there was some kind of chemistry. Maybe it was the heat stroke. I don't know. It felt like he loved me. It was fucking hot in there though.
Oh, God.
It was like, you know, when there's sweat dripping from the ceiling, like the maybe not sweat, but the condensation, so it rises and it's all just like dripping down. And when everyone,
was just you, Lydia.
That's
That was
me.
just you. That
I was in
was just
heat.
you.
Look at him. And yeah, I kept feeling like sweat drip on me, and I was like, oh, other people's sweat is on me. And then I realized no, it was just my hair was literally like I'd been in the shower, it was dripping with sweat all over my arms. I was foul. I was absolutely filthy. No, not filthy, it's just sweaty. I was clean. But
I was by the end of it,
filthy.
I was dirty.
I was a dirty, dirty bitch.
I said, Brandon, wash me down. Fuck's sake.
So that was great. And then I went on the Tuesday. And that
Did you go
time,
home between?
No, I stayed in an Ibis. Shout out to Ibis, not sponsored.
I don't mind Ibis. I like Ibis.
Ibis, honestly, you know, the room, everything I needed was there. In the foyer, they had drinks and snacks and pizza. And it was literally maybe a 1-2 minute walk from the venue. And it was only 40 quid. And I booked it really last minute. I mean, come on.
great.
You can't grumble at that.
Use code 0 degrees to get your free pizza on Ibis entry. No, we don't. Not sponsored.
We
We're
don't
not
do that. We
sponsored.
don't do that. We don't do that.
Well, Ibis, if you do want to sponsor us,
Yeah.
That would be lovely. Also, Premier in.
and Premier Inn. And
Let's have a bidding war between them.
Yeah.
maybe
Let's
like
start.
the Hilton
Yeah.
or something. Let's also aim for the skies.
We're aiming also high. No,
Yeah.
I think we start low.
Okay,
Reasonable.
start with the Ibis and the Premier Inn.
So how was the second one?
And then, so I went straight to Cambridge. That I didn't do the not psycho fan, but dedicated fan queuing with that one. I just, because I started queuing at like 4 or something like that on the Monday.
God.
And they
Wait,
went,
was anyone else there?
yeah. There was like, when I got there was probably about 25 people waiting.
A placebo. What age range are placebo fans? Are they all about your age, or is it younger? Like, where does it span?
So it's really, really mixed, but I would say generally speaking, it's people in their 40s or maybe 50s as well, because they got big in the late 90s. So if you were in your 20s around then and you got into them, or teenager around then you got into them. So it tends to be people who are older than me, but you do see people in their 20s. But yeah, I would say the age demographic is 30s, 40s, 50s mainly.
So was that who else was queuing with you?
Oh, I made
on the
so
Monday?
many friends. I made so many friends.
Wait,
I made
when you're on your own?
I was on my own on the Monday. Yes,
Yeah.
I
I
was.
think that's what I find really impressive is going to. Like, your commitment is really strong. You're going on to these places on your own. It's not like you're going with like a gang of you.
Oh,
it's
no.
you.
Well, no one else
it's
would
a solo
queue.
Lydia
No one,
adventure.
It is. No one else would queue for me for that long. So I really don't mind doing these kind of things by myself, because I would rather, especially if it's something that I love so much like placebo, I would rather go by myself and be able to do as much as I can and enjoy it to its fullest than go with someone who is like, I kind of like placebo. Yeah, but I like their biggest hits or whatever, isn't really that into it, and like feel
That's
like
me.
It's dragging me down. I want to enjoy it. And also a gig, you don't need someone there with you. I guess queuing is someone to talk to, but like once the gig starts, it doesn't fucking matter.
Who were you talking to in the queue? Tell me.
Well,
I'm intrigued.
I made friends with a girl and she was really nice, but one of the songs, she said it reminded her of her ex, and when it came on, she burst into tears and left. So there was her.
Shout out to her. What's her name?
Oh, I can't remember now, but she was really nice. Bless her.
Brutal.
Bless her. I made friends with an Italian woman who'd been to over 100 placebo gigs. She come from Italy especially for this gig. And she said, Brian Mocco, he is like my family. He is my family. I love him. He's part of my life. And I thought,
Were
I
you
know
like
what.
taking notes like 100? Wow, these are great numbers.
Jesus, I got to get my rookie numbers up. When people talk like that, I do think like I realize that I am like, a fan and all that cliche, cringy stuff, but at least I'm not parasocially insane. Like I don't think Brian Moko is part of my family. Like I understand that he's just a guy that's in a band I like. But yeah, she was Roberta. I can't remember her name, but she was lovely. And some other people as well. Everyone was just really nice and chatted, and it was great. And then the Cambridge gig was great, but the best bit of it all was afterwards. I met the bassist, who is like one of the main, like there's 2 of them that have been there since the beginning. And he's like one of the main people. And I met him and he was lovely. And we got a picture.
Is he like, oh, you're the crazy lady that was at last night's gig as well?
Yeah, he was like, oh my God, I love you. You are so pretty. Oh my God, I love you so much. Let's go away and get married. He is gay and married with a child, but love is love. Love prevails. I think that, those are just minor details in the way of
how
our
did you
love.
meet him?
So basically went out after the gig and got a pint, and then was walking along with said pint, and then thought, oh, okay, I'm going to just go to the tour buses, which are like literally right next to the gig, and just like drink this pint.
Yes, I love that.
What is wrong?
I don't think that's good, Lydia.
No, I think that's great.
That's the equivalent of standing outside our office.
Yes, Lydia. Cool, go. It's the call of the void, Lydia. Go
What is
with
wrong
that
with
pint.
that? I think that is
it's like
totally
a devil and an
fine.
angel on your
I don't
shoulder.
think
I'm
that's
like, yes.
fine at all. I think
What?
that is like go.
Well, do they have security?
Okay,
right?
all
Like,
right. Let me clarify. Okay, all right. Let me clarify. So they have loads of security. There's loads of barriers. It's not like you rush them and they're like, leave me alone, leave me alone. They come out if they want to talk to you. Otherwise, they just get into
Okay,
the
that's
bus.
better. I thought you were just like standing at
No,
the entrance to the bus.
it's just like with my fucking arms
by
out.
yourself, sipping a pint.
Just like I've put like I've cut the brakes or whatever, like the
Oh no, the AA on their way, but it's a busy night.
My ibis room
is very big. No,
I'm getting a 5-hour train back to Bristol. I've got a spare ticket.
This, just to be clear, so I'm hopefully less of a psycho. They only come and talk to you if they want to. Otherwise, they get onto the bus. Like you can't just go up to them, basically.
Yeah.
So I was just, and it wasn't like, I was like further away. I could see the buses, but I was just having a drink. But the guy, Steph, came out. So then I walked over to him and had a chat with him.
What did you say?
I just, classic, like, oh my God, I just hadn't thought, I didn't think he was going to come out. I didn't think I was going to meet him. So I was just like, oh, did that. I coughed a bit. And then I said, I've got COVID. I'm sorry. No, I didn't. So I basically just said all the cliche stuff. Like, I know you've heard this all the time, but, I'm a huge fan. I've been a fan since I was 14. And then he was like, wow, you've been a fan for 6 years? And I was like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I was like, yes, I do look 20. You're right. And then I said, I don't know, thank you so much. You're amazing.
I'm actually 57.
I'm actually 57. You wouldn't believe it. I just said normal fan shit, really. And then I said, is it okay if I have a picture with you? And he said, yes, of course. And we took a picture and that was it. And that was the moment. It was amazing.
Have you ever met one of them before?
Never. That was the first time.
Really? You've not met anyone before?
Never. Like when I walked away, like, okay, thank you so much. I didn't know. I was so happy and also a bit drunk that I just didn't know what to do. I was like standing up and down going, ah! Like his bouncer was laughing at me. I was just like, I'm so happy.
Oh, Liz, I'm so happy for you. That's actually sick.
Thank you.
So they're like, I never used to like Placebo because I used to find Brian's voice
Don't
really
shit
weird.
on fucking
No,
Placebo.
I'm not shitting
What
on
the
them.
fuck?
What I'm saying is like I never used to like them, but they've like grown on me. But I am very much like a big hits type of fan. I've not like sat down and listened to all their albums. It was kind of the same with Morrissey, even though Morrissey's a like absolute cunt. Like I hated his voice the first time I heard it. It was just like really different and weird. But like I kind of grew to like it for being different, They're
both definitely, they have like a kind of, you either love or hate the voice at first. You have to kind of get used to it.
Yeah. But I think you're right, though, about going to gigs and stuff by yourself, because like I did that for Massive Attack. I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm not going to my favourite band's gig. Like
exactly,
With, I don't care who I'm with. I don't care if I'm by myself. I'm going to this. And like I met people at that concert, but they were like, oh, why are they not playing any old stuff? They wanted like album 1 stuff, and then they just kind of fucked off after a bit. But I thought it was great. Like I'm always going to just go to a gig. Like, what's the most? How many times on this tour have you seen them, Lids?
On this tour, I've seen them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
Holy shit.
Wait, what? Wait, I thought you were even twice.
No, well, I mean the whole tour. So the tour started last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, my max for seeing Massive Attack in one tour was 3, I think.
Those are rookie numbers. You gotta get those numbers up, Brad.
Well, they don't fucking tour anymore.
That's the thing,
I was going to see Low Roar twice, but they couldn't do that.
Sorry, I got to dig deeper into this. Lily, how long have you been going to see Placebo?
So I went to my first Placebo gig when I was, I want to say 18. So back in the 40s. No, I was, I guess 2007 was my first Placebo gig, if that's the correct maths. Yeah.
Wow. So it's
long time.
It's been a long time, 15 years.
15 years of loving
what,
them.
I would say like one gig a year on average?
Not so much. So I went to, so I've seen them like 10 times overall. So actually the majority has been the last 2 years. For the other ones, I would go like once a tour kind of thing. And then there was a break, and then there was COVID, and then, they didn't tour for a while.
So how long have they been about, like as a band?
1994 or 95 is when they got together.
They're as old as me.
So
yeah.
You're obviously going to have like your favorite albums and stuff, but do you still find like the new stuff they put out is like good? Because like I've got bands that I love that sometimes they bring out like a new album, like Stereophonics, for example. I love their earlier stuff, but their new stuff I was like, oh, this fucking sucks.
Oh my!
You know.
That happens to so many bands. Like
Is Placebo one of those for you, or are you like still like, oh, this is amazing?
they're not. I would say that I still really like their new stuff. Like I do think their new stuff is good, and I really enjoy it. But I wouldn't say it is as good as their earlier stuff. But I do think it's still good. Like it's just not as good. I do think with bands they do have that kind of like glory period where everything they put out is like gold. Yeah, but they still their stuff is still really good. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like I don't know, bands like I don't know, fucking Muse. I used to really love Muse at the beginning.
I used to love Muse.
Yeah,
I still think even Muse, like when they release a new album, they still have like 2 good songs on their albums or whatever, like 3 maybe.
It's just become so like pretentious and I don't know, like over like bloated. I don't know. I just really went off them. But yeah, I find that with a lot of bands that they just, they definitely become. I'm just not into them anymore. But that's no Placebo. I still like this stuff. It's just not as good.
What about you, Harry? Have you got like a band that you would like go see this many times, or you're like crazy about, or love, or like an artist or anything like that? Like,
I don't know. I really don't listen to as much music as you guys. I used to listen to a bit, but I feel like the past like 10 years has slowly declined on how much music I listen to the point where I don't think I've listened, like, maybe on my walk to work I'd listen to a song, but I don't think I've actively listened to music in well over 2 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I listen to music like non-stop. If I'm at home, there's music on. Like I am always listening to music if I'm able to, kind of thing.
No, I kind of miss it. I think all-time band to go see would be Gorillaz. I went to go see them once. It was amazing.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, they were so good. I saw them once and I was like, damn.
I think Darren Hour was a fucking great live performer, and they got so many fun songs that so many people know. And even that, and again, I feel like weirdly Gorillaz, their new stuff, whenever it comes out, I'm like, I don't love it. And then I'll go back and listen to it in like a year or two's time, and I'm like, you know what, this is actually pretty fucking good. I do like it.
Good, yeah.
Which is really strange. So I kind of feel like I give them more credit now. But just whenever they release an album, I'll always give it a listen.
So if they announced a tour tomorrow, would you go?
I'm not like probably not. Like I don't know. I don't love going to see live music that much. I don't know what it is.
Really?
No.
Oh, I don't love live music.
I feel like maybe I'm a little bit scarred from just so much clubbing and gigging as a kid that like I'm kind of just a bit like.
But live music is like so different from clubs. Like to see like music that you love played live by the people that made it.
Oh, it is great.
So cool.
Yeah. No, for sure, it is really good. I don't know.
I've been to a few gigs with you, Harry. Like we went to Portishead and the Idols, the War Child one. And that was
great. Yeah, no, I'm not like I hate going to gigs and stuff. It's just like not a priority. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like of lists of like things I want to go do and spend my time and money on, like that it's not top 5.
Yeah, I get you.
But I think, if you're surrounding yourself with music constantly, then it does become a way bigger priority, right? Like, again, I don't listen to that much music anymore because I'm just listening to podcasts. So I'm watching YouTube videos or consuming other content.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's been a couple of years, like what do you listen to when you're doing cooking, like when you're making food or?
I listen to a lot of radio.
Radio? Oh, but that is music.
No,
you listen to
like politics stuff.
The Labour Party has
I'm a boring old
this.
man. I listen to a lot of boring politics shite.
We've got Brian here from Yorkshire. This is fucking ridiculous.
There are some great moments, the odd winner, or a proper specimen just puts themselves live on radio.
Amazing. I think you meant like Kiss FM or something.
No. And I listen to a lot of like political podcasts. So.
Oh my God, you're a grown up.
I know, I'm so boring. I feel like I've just aged myself like 10 years saying that last sentence.
You listen to Radio 4.
I'm still cool and young.
No,
guys,
you're not. You're
guys,
not cool.
I'm still a fun person to hang out with.
I'm still fun and freaky.
God, we've done a great job at just talking about we've all had quite important big weeks though. Maybe this is the catch up. It feels like we need to have a little like pacemaker, This is the catch up podcast.
I do feel like we could do one question because it kind of just links into what we've been talking about.
Okay. Let's do
so
it.
we can end on a question. Okay, I'll read it out.
Otherwise, the people who love us doing questions are going to be so annoyed. They always get so angry.
This one's like one from our Patreon.
Patreon.
Well,
Thank you, Patreon.
Yay.
Hey, 0 Degrees, what dead singer or band would you bring back to life to make one new and original album and then they return to being dead? Would you go big and bring back someone massive or someone lesser known but important to you? Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
I can think
okay.
of two.
One that instantly comes to mind for me is Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, that's what I was I was going to say.
Really love. I do love Queen,
Queen are fucking incredible.
and it's so weird because he'll be an old man, but he probably still would be performing right now. And so I do sometimes think about like, oh man, it really sucks that he's like one that was lost way too early. Like
oh my god, definitely.
he deserved a way longer career. So
he was
I think
a
I'd probably
genius.
throw Freddie down.
Like an absolute genius. Like when I think about Queen, and also like, okay, so it would be like a new album, and then maybe also you get to see them live as well. Like when
that's what I'm counting this question as. Like you get the new album, you get one tour, and then they die again.
Yeah, they die again.
Fucking
Jesus.
hell, you're killing Freddie. You're
Oh
killing
my
Freddie,
God.
Raz.
No,
Well,
Freddie, no.
That's what the question clearly
Yeah,
states.
I feel like, man, I just feel like the world has changed so much for Freddie Mercury's perspective. I'd love to see him come back, write an album, and I think it'd be great. Yeah, I think I'm throwing in Freddie.
That's a good shout. Like when you think about Queen's big songs, like "We Will Rock You," "Another One Bites the Dust," "Killer Queen,"
And
"Under
also,
Pressure."
their tours looked insane. I'm sorry, but
yes.
like, holy fuck,
Rhapsody,
that is
Don't
live
Stop Me
music that
Now.
you want to go and watch. Like,
Yeah, just proper.
Yeah, that'd be
like
crazy.
his vocal range was insane. Like it would just be
that tour
such a
would be like,
performance.
you couldn't even fit it into a year. Like, do you know what I mean? It would be this worldwide fucking smash. Like, it would be so
incredible.
crazy.
Yeah, oh my god! Like imagine the ticket sales. Like everyone just knew this was happening.
It would
Oh
be
my
going for like,
God.
you know, thousands and thousands of pounds.
Thousands
it would
of
be absolutely
pounds.
mental.
Yeah.
Be sick.
All right, good. That's a good shout, Harry. What about you,
Okay.
Rebs?
So like, I can have one for each. Like, because they said someone big and massive or someone lesser known. So if I could only pick one, I would pick Ryan Carazia from Low Roar, like who died last year.
He died recently, didn't he?
Yeah, like while I was at Comic-Con, I think, I came back to my hotel room and saw that, and they are literally my favourite band. And I was like, I cried in my hotel room.
Oh, dude, I'm
when I
sorry.
listened to their albums. Yeah, like I had tickets to see them on tour as well. I had tickets to
Oh shit!
go see them like 2 or 3 times on tour, and passed away.
Oh
And
god!
like the tour kept getting rescheduled, so I guess he had like a health problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be mine. But like, if I had to pick like someone massive, I think I'd maybe pick like Johnny Cash. You know,
Oh yeah.
like, so I just think he'd bring an absolute banger album like out. You know, like especially if he like has memories of being dead. I don't know how it works. You know what I mean? I just feel like
The
he would
afterlife.
I feel like he would write an absolute banger album, especially if he knew it was his last album and he had to return to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
God, that's so
like-
scary. They get told, we
Yeah.
brought you back for one album and then we're going to kill you again. Like, oh, God.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like that does change the tone of the album. I feel like they don't know that. They just like...
Yeah, they don't know.
Maybe it's nicer to say they retire and they won't do any music again. They come back and they do one and they retire.
All right, they
Yeah.
retire
The-
and then they just,
The
live in
omnipotence
an
of
island somewhere.
going to die is going to fuck off any of these artists to
Yeah.
write a weird-ass album.
All the songs
Yeah.
will be like, please don't let me die. Please, please save me. Please save me.
I think I have my smaller one as well. I just remember...
Oh, yeah?
Did you guys ever listen to Nujabes?
No.
Oh, I heard of them. I don't
It's
really
like
listen to them.
He was like a hip-hoppy producer that we used to listen to a lot when we were kids. Just makes some wonderful atmospheric-y music that was always really good. And I remember that being like one of the first artists we listened to that like died, and we were like, "What the fuck?"
no.
That was like this. He was like the soundtrack to us sitting in the park, you know, getting stoned for the first time and shit. So he was a good guy. I recommend people check out his music if you haven't heard it. It's really,
What's his
really
name
cool.
again?
Nujabes.
Nujabes.
Nujabes, I think.
Nice. Those are good shouts.
What's yours, Lids?
So I would, because Queen, Freddie Mercury, definitely. I'm going to throw 2 more, and these are both massive. They're probably quite kind of cliche. One would be Kurt Cobain.
Wow,
I think.
yeah.
And
Oh,
Nirvana.
yeah.
I used to love Nirvana when I was a teenager. I was obsessed with Nirvana when I was younger. So like a new Nirvana album, just one more, I think would be incredible, and to see them live would be incredible. And
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That's a good shout. I hadn't thought of
yeah.
Nirvana.
And also Amy Winehouse.
Fuck, why didn't I say Amy
oh,
Winehouse?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Like,
I'm killing Freddie Mercury.
no, he's just
That's
come
such a
back.
good shout. I entirely back you on that.
Yeah, Amy Winehouse was such a talent.
She died just way too young. 27. I guess Kurt Cobain was 27 as
Club.
well. Yeah, 27 Club. Like she was just the music she made was just so good. And yeah, what a
Yeah, I
loss.
really loved her growing up. Really loved her. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Such an iconic voice as well.
Yeah,
And look, everything about her
Yeah.
is just
Look,
completely
she
iconic.
nailed it. She
the
was nailing it.
beehive with the eyeliner. Like, yeah, she was badass.
Yeah, she's really cool. I might go listen to some of her music. She's a great woman.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think what's it? Back to Black is like one of my favorite songs. It's just so
It's
fucking
such
good.
a good song.
Yeah, I love that song so much.
Fuck, she'd be
Yeah.
so good to see live as well.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean,
Oh my god, yeah.
we'd need her to be
Be more chill.
be
a bit more chill,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say because I actually went on a bit of a spree of just watching like live like gigs on YouTube, and I came across some of her when she was a little bit, inebriated, I guess.
Yeah.
Bless her, God bless her. So yeah, I guess you just needed to be a bit more sober for it, and then it would be great.
I feel like we've covered some great bases there. I feel like that's most bits taken care of. If you
Imagine
did
that was a
Yeah.
festival.
If that would be a mental lineup.
Oh my god, what a headline. The tickets
What a
would
headline.
bankrupt you.
Also, what I love is you get such a diverse crowd there.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Queen, Nirvana, Amy Winehouse, like all the that would be amazing.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
Jabbies,
sick.
Low Roar.
Would be
What a
great.
fucking
Mad.
festival. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Who would be the headliner? Who's the most famous out of all of those?
I think you have to headline Queen, don't you?
It-
Yeah, it'd
yeah,
have
it
to
would
be
be
Queen.
Queen.
Like Queen,
right?
like,
Yeah.
global. Like the others are all massive. Johnny Cash is massive, but I don't know if they was he quite as global as Queen?
I feel like Johnny Cash could compete with Queen, but like it's like two different crowds, you know?
Yeah. I feel like Queen is slightly more intergenerational.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would say Queen.
Like I think
then
Zoomers are
Johnny
probably
Cash.
still like listening and know about Queen.
God, the arguments on Twitter people would have about who should be headlining the gig.
Who would be?
You know, the Nirvana people like Nirvana
Yeah.
should be doing it.
Nirvana people, and I'm sorry, Nirvana people, you would just be wrong.
Yeah.
I love Nirvana, but you would just be wrong in that one.
Who do you think would be more above the other person? Amy Winehouse or Nirvana? Who is more?
Oh, it's probably Nirvana. I think.
Yeah.
I think Nirvana. Like Amy Winehouse is incredible, but like, I think it's Nirvana.
I think I agree Nirvana, but I would say it's because I feel like I don't know how much Amy Winehouse got big in the US. I know she was big, but I don't know if she was enormous here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
she was,
she was huge.
Yeah.
the biggest star of the moment while she was popping. But I don't know how much she was big over the Atlantic. Whereas Nirvana obviously is like internationally.
Yeah,
Renowned.
massive. Yeah, I think
So
it would.
makes me sad, but I'd say Nirvana.
Yeah, I think it would go Queen, Johnny Cash, Nirvana as the
Yeah.
order for like the biggest one.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up that you have a festival when Amy Winehouse is the fourth
it's
biggest
the
headline.
fourth running. Well, that's how fucking big this festival is. We got to make it happen, boys. This is our
I'd
ticket
love to hear what
riches.
people. I'd love to hear what people would say though. Like maybe tweet us or something and say like who you would bring back for your like dream festival.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
really intrigued by? Because there's the ABBA thing in London where you can go
Oh,
and watch the ABBA
yeah.
virtual
Oh,
performance.
yeah.
And people are really like, the people who love ABBA and go see it. They love it. They think it's great and they think it's really convincing. Would you guys go and see a version of the artist we just named?
Absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds
I
amazing.
like kind of hope that more artists do the ABBA thing and like
Yeah.
make like a virtual tour experience so that like if they do pass or if they have health problems or can't perform anymore, like
Yeah, no,
that
I
people can
agree.
go see it. You know, because the amount of times I would go see a concert just because of that. I
Yeah.
think.
I agree. Apparently, the ABBA thing's booked up till like 2025 or something. It's
Wow.
super popular.
Well, I mean, it's not going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, you will
yeah,
get to see
I
it
mean-
eventually.
Maybe that's the way forward for like musicians who are a bit older now, that they can make that passive income of just like, if they're a big band, like they don't have to actually perform and they just make bank.
I think also ABBA's an interesting one, right? Because it's very sing-alongy. It's very,
Yes.
you can imagine it being, the audience is singing and thus it feels like there's that live nature to it.
Yeah.
Like everyone, it feels like it would be a wine mum party. Is all I can imagine.
Yeah,
Abba's
absolutely.
still alive, but like I'd love it if they were at this festival too, though.
I'd bring them back to life and then I'd kill them.
As well.
Yeah.
I feel like we've missed probably some really big names. So people should.
Oh yeah.
Tupac and Biggie, dude.
Tupac
Tupac and Biggie.
Fuck yeah.
We
That would be
missed a
so
lot of big
sick.
ones.
Yeah.
There's going to be someone that we've missed. We're going to be like, oh my god, how could we forget them? Michael Jackson. Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up there then?
Yeah. We gotta skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
Thank you
first
so much
though,
for listening.
We got to thank all of our wonderful new patrons. We had loads of new patrons come and join us.
Oh, yeah.
After we put out last week's Am I the Arsehole, which is super cool and super generous. So I hope people
All the
enjoyed it.
notifications are hitting me in
Thank
Berlin. Now it's just
you.
like new patron, new patron, new patron, new patron. I'm like, I'm busy, help.
Thank you so much, everyone.
It was super fun doing that. Me and Lydia are going to go do one because Harry's got to shoot for a meeting. So, that will be up on patreon.com/0degrees if you do fancy supporting the podcast and getting a little bit of extra content.
And the feedback on the
so
last
nice.
one was really positive. People seemed
Yeah,
to
the
enjoy it.
feedback was
So,
really nice. People liked it.
I mean, even
you.
if people want to, subscribe on Patreon for a month, come and listen to them. Listen, and if it's not your cup of tea, you can unsubscribe. But come give it a go. People were really positive about it. So thank you, patrons.
And remember, rate and review and share the podcast with your friends and fam. We've been checking them out. It's very nice. Make sure your mum listens to the podcast.
Yeah,
that is
that's
important.
very important.
That's a very important factor.
This is probably the only one your mum can listen to be honest.
Actually, yeah,
This is the honest one we've done it forever.
very safe for work.
This is the
Yeah.
episode to share with your mum. Get
Yeah,
it hooked.
very safe
Yeah.
for work. Totally fine.
Oh, we should mention next week is our 50th episode of the podcast. We're maybe going to do
Crazy.
a little special. We'll see. It's wild, 50 episodes already.
50, my
No,
goodness.
so many. I
know.
love it. Good times.
What a weird and fun podcast, though. We'll just catch up.
Catch up.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We've had
Sesh.
busy weeks, so a little bit of
Yeah.
catch up feels like it's been needed.
Hell
Lovely.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll catch you all
Alright.
next time then.
See you
Goodbye.
next time.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.